Problem 7, exercise 12.7. Again, this is a common decision, and it's whether to process further or to sell as is. And what I need you to think about here is think about like oil. When you get oil out of the ground, it's just this one messy tar-like substance called crude. And you can refine it a little bit and make one kind of heavy oil used for like ships and stuff. And that's worth so much per gallon. Or you can process it further. That's what this is. Well, all the costs up to this split-off point are called joint costs, okay? It has nothing to do with the Woodstock type joint cost. So they don't ask us to do this, but because I'm an accountant, I can't help myself. I need to know what the joint costs are. So I'm going to multiply that. And this is not part of the problem. And I come up with 240,000, 160,000, and 100,000. Altogether, that's $500,000. So, at the split-off point, that's what they get. For $500,000, they get this amount of output, whatever it is. They allocate this $500,000 according to the percentage. So 240 of 500,000, that's 48%, goes to product A. 32% goes to product B, and 20% goes to product C. That's based on the relative sales value at the split-off point. All of that's before we get to the problem. Just so you know, because you will have to do that. They will ask you. Perhaps they say, the joint cost up to the split-off point were $1 million, allocated according to relative sales. You would then do this and apply 48% to A, 32% to B, etc. Well, that's not what they're asking us here. They're saying this is what we have. If we process it further, product A we can process. It'll cost us $63,000 more, but then we can sell it for $20 a pound. Process product B, it'll cost us $80,000 more, but then we can sell it for $13 a pound. I'll write the old numbers here. This old number used to be $16 per pound. This used to be $8 per pound, and this used to be $25 per gallon. And this, if we spend an additional $36,000, we can sell the new product for $32 per gallon. So, what is the advantage or disadvantage of processing each of these items? There's really no down and dirty, easy way to do this. The way to do this is step by step, line by line. And that's what we're going to do here. Line by line. Selling price after further processing. 20, 13, and 32. 20, 13, and 32. What's the selling price at the split-off point? Okay, at the split-off point, it's 16, 8, and 25. This is at the split-off point. So 16, 8, and 25. So, the incremental revenue, the extra revenue that we get by processing it further, we get $4 per unit for this. We get $5 per unit for product B, and we get $7 per unit for product C. At this point, you're tempted to make decisions based on these numbers. Do not. They will be wrong. You're just guessing. You don't know yet. Now, the total quarterly output. How much they can put out at the split-off point. Because we can't process more than they give us. So, at the split-off point, we get 15,000 pounds of A, 20,000 pounds of B, and 4,000 gallons of C. So the output in pounds or gallons is 15,000, 20,000, and 4,000. You see where I lifted those numbers from? Because that's what we're talking about. Do we want to spend more money on the quarterly output to attempt to make more money? So I'm going to get $4 more for each of those 15,000 pounds. That's $60,000. Do I want to make $5 more for each of those 20,000? That's $100,000. And do I want to make $7 more for each of those 4,000 gallons? That's $28,000. Again, please do not try to think those numbers tell you anything. They don't. That's the incremental revenue. That's the amount of money we're going to make more. Now we have to put in the amount of money it's going to cost us to get that. So we're going to take $63,000 to make 60. So we only have to spend $63,000 to lose $3,000. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to do that one. The total incremental processing costs, you see where I got those. These are the incremental processing costs. These are the additional costs. I'm just copying the numbers down. $80,000. Make $20,000. That's a yes. I do funny numbers, sorry. And the total incremental processing cost here are $36,000 for item C. So again, I'm going to say, do I want to spend $36,000 so that I can lose $8,000? And the answer there is no. So of all of them, the only one that I want to process further is B. Items A and C, I'll sell at the split-off point. I'll spend no additional revenue or no additional expenses. I will get no additional revenue, but I will be better off. If I spend the extra money, I lose $3,000. That's a no. If I spend the extra money, I lose $8,000. That's a no. So the only one that I will process further would be B.